I'm traveling in the fastest charging car available outside China. It's the Xpeng G9 Performance, the updated 2026 model. And I'm driving to the fastest charger available in Europe. I'm gonna break the European charging record. Welcome to It's Only Electric. Let's start.
It's only electric.
So the charger I'm going to is almost 400 kilometers from home. So I'm actually traveling 400 kilometers to the charger, 400 kilometers back just to do this test. So I'm really hoping that this will be a record time. Some specifications about the updated G9. It's running on the new big LFP battery pack with a net capacity of 92 kilowatt hours and a gross capacity of 93.1. So it's a big LFP pack. Charging capability, top speed 525 kilowatts, 10 to 80%, stated 12 minutes. So that's what I'm going to break today. I hopefully can manage time under 12 minutes. We're gonna see about that, because until now there haven't been any cars charging above 500. The closest one is the Zeekr 7X that has a specified top speed of 480. I haven't been able to achieve that yet because there is a lack of chargers that can charge this fast. So the charger I'm going to now does have the capacity of 600 kilowatts. So it should be able to max out the charge curve on the Xpeng G9. Hopefully beat the stated 12 minutes. I'm really hoping for that. And that is going to be the record time outside China, because there is no other car on the European market, on the American market, that's charging quicker than this. I have been driving for 3.5 hours now, so I'm almost there. Currently it's 12 degrees Celsius, not perfect for fast charging, but I'm navigating to that exact charger. So the car is preheating the battery or conditioning the battery pack for the optimal charging performance. And there is also a manual setting for that I have tried. So if you navigate down here to charging and discharging, if you scroll down, there is a setting called temperature control before fast charging. That one is active. Underneath that there is a manual switch for turning on the smart charging, and it says that the battery is already at the optimal temperature and I still have half an hour to go. 18% state of charge left. There is 3 chargers at that site, and the chargers does have the capacity of 600 kilowatts for cars, and for trucks up to 1 megawatt, so 1000 kilowatts. I am finally at the charge site and we have an empty charger and I'm gonna plug it in. This is the 600 kilowatt capacity charger. Let's see how this ends. Hopefully we will be able to beat 12 minutes. welcome back. The charging session is over and I'm both excited, but at the same time disappointed. I charged the car from 6 all the way up to 100%, and the charge time, the total charge time, was 25 minutes and 46 seconds. And this is, I mean, really good for 6 to 100%. And the average speed during the whole session was 224 kilowatts, which is also amazing. That's sick, you know? But with that said, I didn't achieve the top speed of 525 kilowatts, despite having all the conditions optimized. I mean, the battery pack was warm, the weather conditions is okay, the charger was the right type of charger, and the site was empty, and everything was like in line for what I expected. But despite that, I couldn't see a higher speed than 451 kilowatts. And this is the total charge curve. So 451 kilowatts at 18%. So at that specific time, I saw 598 amps and just below 760 volts. So with that said, the car didn't take any more than 760 volts, so it doesn't really achieve 800. And the highest amps was at that specific point, so almost 600 amps. 10 to 80% took 11 minutes and 40 seconds. So 11 minutes and 40 seconds. That's still under the stated 12 minutes. So I still think that this may be the fastest charge time in Europe, both when it comes to the charge curve as such, but also the time itself. At 80%, still pumping in over 200 kilowatts. At 90%, around 106 kilowatts. And at 95%, it was down to 53 kilowatts. And at the end, it stopped at 35 kilowatts. So charging is a complicated thing. It should be able to handle speeds up to 525 kilowatts. And the thing is, power needs two things. You need voltage and current. And you need high current and high voltage to be able to achieve such a high number of power. I mean, 525, that's a lot. So the charger I tried had the potential of delivering 600 kilowatts, and why did it not do that? The simple answer is that the chargers doesn't handle that high of a current. So that specific charger did handle kind of the highest possible for the moment at 600 amps. And since the car only can take around 760 volts, that equals to a total power output from the charger or into the car of 760 times 600. And that gives us a power number of 455 kilowatts. And that's the reason for why we are not getting out more than that, because the current is limited to 600. And the car can actually handle almost 700 amps, or to be exact, 690, because since it has 760 volts times 690 amps ends up at around 525 kilowatts. And that's the thing that makes charging complicated. So even if the car says I can handle 525, or the Zeekr 7X says I can handle 480, most of the chargers, or currently no charger, is able to deliver that power in Europe currently. And that's kind of misleading when it comes to charging like numbers, statements, or commercials, because there is no charger capable of delivering that power for you. Fortunately, The manufacturers, like the Xpeng, says that you can achieve it in 12 minutes, but they actually know that if and when a charger that can deliver that speed will come to the market, 12 minutes is a high number. We'll probably achieve 10 minutes. Same thing goes for the Zeekr 7X. They state it to be at 16 minutes, but I still managed to charge it at 14. So the same thing goes there. They are stating high power numbers, but the 10 to 80% in minutes is not according to the fastest charger or that exactly peak power. This makes things complicated. You need current, you need voltage. And this is why some Chinese manufacturers now are moving on to 900 or 1000 volts. Because the chargers, especially the charger I just visited, can handle up to 1000 volts, 600 amps. So in theory, it can output 600 kilowatts. But we need a car that can handle more than 800 volts or more than 760 volts. So when these 900 volt cars will come to the market, we will see better charge curves and even shorter charge times. I'm still happy to be able to kind of break the European record. I know that Xpeng themselves did this a couple of days ago, but I want to do this as an independent person testing someone else's car to be able to like provide you guys more like straightforward but also independent information. So I mean, that's the main reason. I could have went for a charger closer to home that delivered 500 kilowatts, but then you guys would probably say like, okay, it's only a 500 kilowatt charger. Of course you can't reach 525, but that charger would also deliver 450-ish in output power, because the car is the limitation. Not the limitation as such, but kind of the limitation, together with the combination of the output of the charger. Because we're not following the standards here, and the standard is kind of always evolving and changing depending on the car manufacturer's like progress. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that I could shed some light on how charging works and why charging not always delivers what you expect, especially when you see high numbers like on the G9. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and engage. I mean, write comments, ask me questions, share your thoughts about charging, your experience, etc. And most importantly, stay electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.